Hey everybody, it is Callus Crew Challenge number 2, round 2, which is the round of 16. And this, even though you did not see the previous match, is potentially an elimination match. That is because Tricking beat down Arctic in a Gen 8 battle. Honestly, wasn't all that close, giving a match win to the Cherk 2, and that puts us in this position now where Kenix, who's playing against BIHI here, must win this match in order to force a third match for the Timezone Warriors. Otherwise, should BIHI win, the Cherk 2 is on to the round of 8 and the Timezone Warriors are eliminated. That third match, should it play out, will be Blargle Fargle against Sky Penguin, who are both Gen 7 mains, in Gen 7. So that'll be a really good one if we get to it. But first, we have two very competent RBY players. These are not people just being thrown into tiers because that's what was left. These are two guys who actually play the tier and are actually good at the tier, and it really should be a hard-fought battle no matter who comes out on top. But like I said, it is a must-win for Kenix, playing on the alt Eduardo Carapinga and his Timezone Warriors, or they will be eliminated from Callus Crew Challenge number 2. Here we go, game 1 in an RBY best of 3. BIHI's going to be on the bottom, Jinx is going to be on the top. There's 4 common leads in this tier, this is 2 of them. And the standard play of turn 1 T-Wave and Lovely Kiss respectively happens as it often does, in which the Lovely Kiss in this case does get off through the para and the imperfect accuracy. Ice Beam is very dangerous against Chansey. If you freeze it, it will not thaw. I explain this once per every RBY video, it feels like, but stuff does not thaw on its own in this gen. The move Haze, which Golbat learns, and I don't know if anything else learns it, actually removes freeze in this, which is really funky, but nothing remotely viable uses it. So for all intents and purposes, and Heal Bell and Aromatherapy don't exist yet, so for all intents and purposes, freeze is permanent, and once something's frozen, it'll never, ever, ever thaw. But we didn't catch that here. Something will probably get frozen at some point throughout the series. That's just kind of how RBY goes. But for now, we have no freezes. We have a Lax beating down a Chansey with body slams here. It'll never paralyze it. One of the RBY quirks is that added effects don't happen against mons that are the same type as the move. So body slam will never paralyze normals. Thunderbolt will never paralyze electrics. Funky quirk, and we believe that that is unintended. Maybe it's not. It's something that wasn't discovered until many, many years after the fact, but that is the way that it works. Also, the way that it works is that Kenix, with the help of Body Slam crit and another crit burn here, Kenix is really giving BIHI the business in this game 1. This one's not looking too close at all. 6-3 advantage, and key mons like Lax and Tauros already down for BIHI. He's going to be hard-pressed to come back. Something like Zapdos in the back has more than 0 shot, but he is very far behind pretty early on in this battle. Game 1 looking good for Kenix, though he does lose his Starmie here. He wins the Chansey Speed Tie and gets a soft-boiled off. BIHI, of course, has the out of just freezing him here, which he's desperately trying to do given how far behind he is. Gonna eat a T-Wave. There's a third Ice Beam. Chansey's eaten, I think, 5 Ice Beams this game, 2 from Jinx and 3 from Chansey. So there's been opportunities. Body Slam is going to crit there, puts Chansey in a precarious position, full para at a bad time, and the bad luck continues for BIHI. Very far behind at this point, but it is probably the ideal last poke in the back here. Zapdos has a shot, not a good one necessarily, but a shot. And we'll see what he can do. Agility is going to effectively negate para, according to quirky RBY mechanics. There's Thunderbolt. And as you see, Zapdos, despite being paralyzed, and Alakazam, despite not being paralyzed, the Zapdos is actually faster here. He lands a crucial para and gets the full para and gets the follow-up Drill Peck crit, which is the exact sequence that he needs. But he's still going to need more full para shenanigans, and this time he doesn't get it. S-Toss takes him out, and Jinx needs to wake immediately, which we know it's not going to because it's self-inflicted rest rather than being put to sleep by something else. And that, with a crit, not that the crit mattered in this case, is gonna wrap this one up. Kenix got up to an early lead, and BIHI was just never able to pull it back. It was just too big of a hole to dig out of. Game 1 to Kenix in what is a must-win match for his team. Here's Game 2, but before we get into Game 2, I want to remind you that there is a link to our Discord server in the description of this video. You guys should join. Not only can you catch the matches live, not only will you be able to hang out with the players, not only can you play our trivia bot, not only can you see the replays of the matches that are not on YouTube, but the biggest reason to join the Discord server, though there are many, is to donate to this tournament. It's the best thing you can do to support the tour. All the money, other than the small PayPal fee, goes directly to the prize pool. I don't keep anything. Donating is fast and easy. It's anonymous and confidential. You will never, ever, ever have to worry about anyone knowing who you are if you want to just be anonymous. All you do is click the link, you donate the cash money, it goes to the pool, and I thank you endlessly. Fast and easy. Also, please consider hitting the like and the subscribe button if you've been enjoying the tournament and if you enjoy my content in general. Back to the game. Game 2, and BIHI is on the bottom again, and it's going to be Kenix on the top again, but Jolteon is not one of the 4 common leads. The 4 common leads are Alakazam, Jinx, Starmie, and Gengar. And it's interesting because he actually has a Starmie in the back, but he chose to lead with something else. So it's interesting that he's going to lead with Jolteon here. We'll see. I mean, it didn't do anything here, it just switched out, but we'll see how this plays out. Jolteon is a viable Mon in this tier. Not one of the top 6, 7, 8 Mons, but he's somewhere. He's a viable Mon that sees a little bit of love. Here is a T-Wave and a full para, so we don't know what the Chansey wanted to do back. And in this moment, I realize that mistakes have been made. I didn't close the door in the room where I'm narrating, and I now have 2 computer helpers, which is fine, unless they step on something and they make me reset the game or turn off my mic or they bite my toes mid-narration. These things have been known to happen. But I think that they think they're helping. Anyhow, back to the matter at hand. Counter there, why did it fail? Well, counter is quirky in RBY. It only bounces back normal and fighting moves. So Earthquake, while it is acknowledged as a physical attack, does not come back with counter. Nor would something like Rock Slide or other physical moves that are not normal or fighting. They, of course, changed that in future gens to where any physical move comes back, but for now, in the primitive days of RBY, Earthquake never comes back with counter. So we have Chansey and Lax staring each other down, full para, not all that important there. Paralyzed Executor reappears in what is still a 6-6 game. Unrevealed's on the back for both, but we know they're both going to have Tauros, so there's only really one unrevealed belonging to BIHI, which could just be boring, Starmie or something like that. That freeze could matter. I knew something would get freezed at some point in this set. That's just the way RBY goes. So there is a freeze landing on the opposing Lax, which is Kenix's Lax. Obviously a break for BIHI, who's currently behind and needs to catch a bit of a break in order to catch up. That also helps for Kenix right there, as a full para comes down after a double kick. Bad time for the Chansey. Starmie reappears. Psychic. No specs drop. 18% is whatever. Following one also does 18%, but a specs drop very relevant defensively there makes the Blizzard only do 28%, at which point he switches out and goes to Chance. He's going to try to get a soft boiled off through the para, which he succeeds in doing, but Jolteon is going to go for double kick, not landing a crit this time, and getting himself paralyzed. He's going to, of course, double kick again, and that's going to be resisted by the Psychic-type Executor, paltry 5% total through both of those kicks. Though it all adds up, because remember, no items, therefore no lefties in this gen. 2 sleeping pokes, exciting gameplay, wakey for both. They wake on one turn and then get to act the following turn. They also changed how rest works in future gens. Remember, this is Gen 1, this is the old days. They were trying stuff out, figuring stuff out. Not everything was perfect by any means. Double kick this time only 4% between the 2 kicks. And Psychic exactly 18 as it did 2 other times against the Starmie. Crit Blizzard here, 48%, pretty big. Body Slam with a chance to para, but does not find it. Eggs on Chansey, Psychic just 16%, but the specs drop means future ones will do more. He doesn't like that, so he goes to his own eggs, 14%, no specs drop. And there we go, 20% rather than 18%. A little bit of a change up. Nothing prevents recover though, and there it is. Full para doesn't come. Starmie, other than being paralyzed, back to perfectly healthy. These earthquakes not that exciting at 31%. And he's going to rest away the T-Wave here. Oh, it's going to fail. How unlucky. How unlucky. That is another Gen 1 quirk. And this was not intended. This was simply a programming error. But a 1 in 256 with very specific and unlikely numbers of HP prevents recovery moves from happening. Let me see the exact wording on this explanation. Quote, in Gen 1, recovery moves fail if the user's maximum HP minus the user's current HP plus 1 is divisible by 256. Kind of a mouthful, and certainly a weird, not a thing, but that really is how it works in the cartridge. It is almost certain that it was not intended to work that way in cartridge. It is almost certainly a programming error. But Showdown, in almost all cases, tries to stay loyal to the cartridge. Certainly mechanically tries to stay loyal to the cartridge, minus 1 or 2 quality of life features. And that is the way that it is in cartridge. Therefore, Showdown follows it. I think it's silly. I'd be fine if it got removed, but RBY purists and cartridge purists would be up in arms and be all, no. It's part of the game, weird and all, flawed and all, get it in there. I don't necessarily agree with that mentality, but getting into tiering and rules and policy and all that is a whole different video that I'll spare you guys in the meantime. The fact stands, that's how it works, and that's what happened here. And BIHI catching a couple bad breaks in a row. His Chansey gets crit hyper beamed. He misses his own hyper beam. It doesn't matter in this case because it's against a frozen Mon that's just going to sit there and do nothing. But the point remains that BIHI has caught a couple of poor breaks in this particular game. A longer game of RBY, not outrageously so. But we're getting up there, 83 turns. That's a first Fire Blast burn yet again for Kenix. I think he might have gotten it on the second burn last time, second Fire Blast rather, but regardless, he's been getting some added effects with Blast, which are obviously relevant here. T-Wave catches eggs on the way in, chance to prevent him potentially from booming or resting. BIHI not even got a chance it, he just goes to his burn Starmie. Gonna recover here on the switch to Jolteon, which obviously has a good matchup against Starmie. T-Bolt there puts eggs in danger, but full para kicks in at a bad time, leading to a Psychic, and that Specs drop is going to keep Exeggutor safe from a non-crit. Kenix out of the way at this point, to his own Starmie, gets a recover off, but it is all for naught. It is a trade via Boom, leaving us in a 4-4 situation. Bull is alive for both players, and obviously that could be very relevant in the late game. Starmie coming down with a T-Wave on Chansey, but it's not going to stop Soft-Boiled. And the Surfs here are underwhelming. 16%, not going to do the trick. Full para coming down. And a 16% Surf, but there's probably Soft-Boiled coming. He attempts it, but gets full parried. But he gets it off next time and is back up to 96%. And these Surfs, unlike Psychic with no chance of a Specs drop, are not going to get any better as we go. Underwhelming damage for sure. Egg sneaks in on a recover. T-Wave. And Psychic. 18%, no drop. Here comes Surf for 12%. And there is Rest from Exeggutor, negating all that nonsense. We get into the grindy 3-figure stages here. Turn 104 and counting. Crit Surf only does a 4th. Eggs wakes up. And we're back to Chansey. Starmie here is more or less wasting its PP. Between the Rest, Eggs, and the Chansey, Starmie without Psychic here is never breaking through. And we do know the full set. We know it doesn't have Psychic. So it is basically walled forever and ever by Chansey and by the Rest Exeggutor. Now, a lot of Exeggutor don't have Rest in this gen. It does kind of have 4-move syndrome. It can't have all of Psychic, Mega Drain, Sleep Powder, Explosion, Hyper Beam, Rest. You got to give up something, and a lot of the time it does not have Rest. But Kenix has opted for that set here, and given the set of the Starmie on the other side, which is a non-Psychic star, Water Electric, the worst coverage you're going to have against Executor, the Chansey and the Eggs are simply going to wall that Starmie all day, all night. But BIHI gets his bull in and gets a chance here, and he ducks just in case a Hyper Beam were to come down. Instead, it's a crit para body slam, exactly what BIHI's looking for, and the follow-up is finally going to remove that eggs that has been annoying him throughout the game. So even though I think the Starmie is not very exciting here for BIHI, he's still in a decent place, flat up him on here, catching a couple good breaks towards the latter part of this game. Body Slam hitting Tauros. Body Slam coming back. And BIHI going to attack there rather than try to get cute or rest or whatever. He just clicks Body Slam. Goes to Starmie. And he's going to outspeed and get him with Surf. That time, is the Chansey lower than I remember? No, he didn't feel comfortable going to 67% Chansey there. He may have thought that BIHI was going to double to his bull. Therefore, Kenix should stay in with his own bull and attack. Simply a mind game turn there that didn't go the way that he wanted it to go. Obviously, in hindsight, he could have gone to Chansey there and just gotten a soft-boiled off, but no way to know what BIHI was going to do, so easier said than done. Obviously, being an armchair guy after the fact makes it pretty easy. But that's going to wrap it up. The domino effect happens very soon after, and just like that, we're headed to a third game. This one far longer than the first game, 127 turns in this case, but it's going to be BIHI forcing a Game 3, and I reiterate that this is a must-win game for Kenix or his team. The Timezone Warriors will be eliminated from Callus Crew Challenge 2. Here is that third and final game. One more time, it's BIHI on the bottom and Kenix as Eduardo Carapinga on the top. RBY for the tournament life of the Timezone Warriors, Kenix's team. It's two of the four most common leads, Jinx and Gengar. Boom is going to actually take out Starmie rather than Jinx. Don't know if that was the intended target or not. And we move to, basically, a match between two of the most common leads. Again, in this case, it is Jinx and Starmie. Chansey coming in, hit with Blizzard. And Jinx has seen enough. Gonna go for a nap. And good thing he did, because it might have taken an involuntary nap there, and it might have gone badly. Critical hit Ice Beam, not that great. It is resisted. Tries to sing him down, which is the right play, wrong result. And insult to injury, BIHI puts Chansey on ice after just the second ice attack. Chansey is a bad mon to have frozen. Probably not as bad as Bull or Lax, but still pretty bad. And that's going to make the game obviously a lot harder from where Kenix sits. Starmie gets hit with a Specs drop. And there's a crit as well, and a Specs drop. So BIHI with the better end of the RNG in the early stages of this game, and that is not what Kenix wants. He's got his back against the wall. He must win this game to keep his team in the tournament. The luck is going to have to turn around for him, or this is going to be a long one. Double edge there. Decent chunk on Jinx, but doesn't get him. And just going to fodder off the Chansey, so down that goes. Flat out 5-4 advantage for BIHI right now. See if Lax can catch him up. Get some body slam crits. Now he's just going to trade. He's just going to boom. I mean, trading 1-for-1 is fine when you're up a poke as far as BIHI's concerned. So, all right, 4-3. Going to have a bull mirror match here. Crit for Kenix. Speed tie, very crucial right now. And it's going to be just a body slam from Kenix as BIHI pulls it back. Last poke revealed to be Rhydon. And now Starmie in danger as it eats a crit psychic. It's going to wake up, but not in time. And Kenix has just 2 pokes, keeping his team in the tournament. Here's Rhydon. Gonna need a para or something. Nope. Here's Eggs. Earthquake handles that no problem. Doubles back to Tauros against Jinx. That's the correct play. Gonna have to make a play. Needs Blizzard, needs para, needs something, but still doesn't get it. Here comes Eggs yet again. He's taking those Earthquakes, no problem. 18%. Doubles back again. Kenix needs to be spotless here, and so far has been. Goes body slam. Goes body slam again for a crit, and Lax is still sleeping. Going to continue to spam body slam here, and BIHI seemingly going to let it go. Lax is going to go down, leaves us in a 3-2. Here comes Rhydon. He actually does have Blizzard, but it comes up short. But Earthquake also comes up short. Damage roll there does 43, comes up 1% short. The whole thing comes down to a bull mirror match. But it's going to be Kenix winning the speed tie when he needs to. Flip a coin to see who wins this game at the end. It all comes down to the bull speed tie. Kenix must win the coin flip or his team is eliminated, but he gets what he needs and he pulls it out. That does not mean that the Cherk is eliminated. It merely means we're going to a third match. But Kenix is going to give his teammate Sky Penguin a fighting chance. And it's going to be Sky Penguin against Blargle Fargle, both Gen 7 mains, playing in Gen 7 to decide which of these teams, the Cherk 2 or the Timezone Warriors, is going to go to the round of 8 and which team is going to be eliminated. Kenix pulled this one out of somewhere. He was behind all game, played spotlessly at the end, switching into Tauros exactly when he needed to on multiple occasions, and needing to win a coin flip at the end, which he also managed to do. Good on him. That's going to be the victory for Kenix and the Timezone Warriors, sending us to a crucial third match that you won't see on YouTube, but I'm very excited to watch. If you do want to catch that match live or see the replays of it, join the damn Discord server. Link in the description. I appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.